Hi ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel Twist&Turn with Neville. If it's your first time tuning in, thank you very much for taking the time and the opportunity to check what we do here. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much. You know what we do. Sit back, relax and enjoy the video. And without any waste of time, let's get to today's video. In February 2024, a quiet town on the Western Cape Coast, Saldanha Bay, was shaken by the mysterious disappearance of a 6-year-old girl, Joslin Smith. What began as a simple missing child report quickly spiraled into a chilling and complex case involving kidnapping, human trafficking, and betrayal. Joslin Smith was last seen on February 19, 2024, playing outside her home in Middelpos, an informal settlement in Saldanha Bay. That day, her life and the lives of her family changed forever. After she failed to return home, her disappearance was reported to the police, prompting a widespread search. Police searched the area, joined by volunteers from local community. Rumors and leads pointed to various possible locations, including a Panamanian ship that had docked nearby. But as days turned into weeks, no solid lead emerged. Forensic teams later found blood-stained clothes near the bay, but it was ultimately confirmed that the DNA did not belong to Joslin. This is every parent's worst nightmare, ukuthi uzothi ushiya umntwana noma uzothi uhleli endlini and then umntwana bese uyadisappear and not know ukuthi kwenzekeni to your child, and then only to find that the story that was presented to you about your child being missing is going to make headlines on the news. This is a very sad story and a sad event, and I do hope that no one goes through such a thing, because in this country now everything is possible, especially since we've had porous borders. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Let's get back to the story. In March 2024, shocking news surfaced. 4 individuals were arrested in connection to Joslin's disappearance, including her own mother, Kelly Smith, and her partner, Jacqueline Apollis. 2 other suspects, Stefano van Rijn and Laurentia Lombard, were also implicated in the crime. It's amazing that most of the time when some of these things happen, you'll find that the child disappear, or the child, or anything that has to do with the child getting missing and stuff. It's always someone who is closest to the family. Not always, but most of the time, a majority of the time, it involves someone who is closer to the family. Sometimes maybe it's even a family member that takes the child, and the child ends up disappearing. It's very sad. It's very sad. Let's get back to this. Kelly and Jacqueline's arrest left the community in disbelief. How could Joslin's mother be involved in her disappearance? The charges against the group were grave: kidnapping and human trafficking. In the details emerging from the investigation only added to the horror. Joslin's disappearance wasn't just a tragic incident. Authorities now believed it was tied to a more sinister plot. As the case developed, the courtroom drama unfolded, and the suspects, especially Kelly and Jacqueline, faced immense public scrutiny. Months into the investigation, in a dramatic turn of events, Laurentia Lombard, one of the 4 accused, turned state witness. The state withdrew charges against her, hoping her testimony would provide crucial information that could unravel the case. This development sent ripples through the courtroom, raising hopes that new details would finally come to light. Yeah, well, it took us by surprise in the this Laurentia aphume nje kanjalo with this case. And when such thing happens, I'm not surprised. We find that maybe there was something, because it involves a plea bargain. It means that the person whom the charges were withdrawn against is now playing with the state in terms of finding evidence, of solving the case and assisting in the investigation as the case progresses and but as for the others that are still behind bars, I'm not concerned about them. I'm concerned about the child that is missing. What happened? Because most of the times when we see these cases making headlines on the news, all we need to know, all we need to know is to find out why. Is to find out why did it happen? Why? What was the reason? It's not like Sitandi's Indaba or anything. No, we need to know. We need to find out why. What caused it? What sparked the reason for the person to commit such a horrible thing, if it is horrible, or whatever it is that made it to get the traction that propelled it to making it into the headlines.
One of the accused in the kidnapping and human trafficking case relating to missing 6-year-old Joslin Smith has turned state witness. Joslin went missing from her Middelpos home in Saldanha Bay 8 months ago. Her mother, Kelly Smith, and 3 others were arrested a month after the little girl disappeared.
The Middelpos community held a prayer service for missing 6-year-old Joslin Smith on Sunday, ahead of her birthday on Wednesday. Joslin's grandmother, Larita Jan, says she had mixed feelings on the day.
It was a nice day, but I was sad because 8 months already gone and there is nothing, not even a body of Joslin, nothing is there. But we can say, okay, right, Joslin is found dead or alive.
Jan says the family are still hopeful after being reassured the search for Joslin continues. Carlo Peterson, Eyewitness News, Vredenburg Magistrates Court.
Months into the investigation, in a dramatic turn of events, Laurentia Lombard, one of the 4 accused, turned state witness. The state withdrew charges against her, hoping her testimony would provide crucial information that could unravel the case. This development sent ripples through the courtroom, raising hopes that new details would finally come to light. Meanwhile, Kelly Smith's appearance in court revealed that she was pregnant, adding another twist to an already complicated story. Many questions remained unanswered, including whether Joslin could still be found alive. As the case dragged on, the community grew increasingly frustrated. Protests were held outside the courtroom, with many demanding answers. The online reaction was just as heated, with many questioning why there had been so little progress. In October 2024, the case reached a critical point. The court granted the state one final postponement to investigate newly uncovered evidence. Failure to present solid evidence could lead to a dismissal of the charges or a bail application for the suspect. The child disappears, people are arrested, and then they will be released. This is a very terrible thing. This is sad, in fact. This is sad. Imagine if this was a child. The child disappears, and then people are arrested, and then they say there's no evidence. And then the court, because when there's no evidence, as they have said, it says here, when there's no evidence, the court does have a right to dismiss the case. Does have a right. We've seen so many cases being dismissed, only to find that, yes, they did happen. There were people who were involved, a complainant and a defendant, but then because there's a lack of evidence, then the case would go unsolved and it would be dismissed in a courtroom. And that's a sad part, because that's the only last resort we hope for, that once a case is there, then the only thing we are expecting is a sentencing, of the person who's found to be guilty of whatever that happened. As of now, Joslin Smith remains missing. Her mother, Kelly, her partner, Jacqueline Apollis, and co-accused Stefano van Rijn remain in custody as the investigation continues. The state has one last chance to provide the evidence necessary to move the case forward, or the suspects walk away free. We don't want that, The entire country holds its breath, waiting for answers in a case that has left many heartbroken, including myself, because I do have kids, and most of them, not most of them, all of them are girls, and they love me. Imagine I come back from work and then I receive a phone call, or I find news that my kids are missing. How would I feel? If it was you, how would you feel? You see, this is a very sad thing that is happening in our country, and our kids are not safe. I'm not saying izinto eziso zenziwa abantu ababuya ngaphandle, but these crimes are becoming more prevalent now, and they are becoming, in fact, everyone is living in a mess in this country as it is. We are living in a mess because there are so many things that are going on. And if you were to ask me what do I think about that, I would blame the Constitution, because it needs to be amended, it needs to be updated, because from the time it was written into or made into what it is compared to now, a lot has changed. And day in, day out, we find criminals finding new ways of poking holes into averting law enforcement and to get away with a lot of horrible things. The entire country holds its breath, waiting for answers in a case that has left many heartbroken. Will we ever find out what happened to Joslin Smith? One thing is certain, her story has touched the hearts of many, and the search for justice continues. This case reminds us of the importance of staying vigilant and fighting for justice. If you have any information that could assist the authorities, please reach out to the South African Police Service. Thank you for watching this video up to this far. If you have made it up to this far, thank you very much for your love, your support, your clicks, your likes, subscribe, everything that you have done for this channel up to this far. Thank you very much for everything. And until the next upload, I'll see you on the next one. Stay safe. From me to you, I'm signing out. Peace.